Oh, good. You guys are just going to sit there and watch me. Fantastic.
Continue.
I'm Bill Duran, and I've been building props and costumes for the last 5 years. Here at Punished Props, we make nothing but the finest replica props. Welcome to the Prop Shop. Hey everyone, welcome to the Prop Shop. I'm Bill Duran from Punished Props, and I just finished this guy right here. This is the helmet that I designed and you guys voted on Facebook and Twitter. And it's the helmet that I am giving away, that's right. Come May 31st, that's just a few days away, you guys can be entered to win this bad boy if you pick up my new ebook, Foamsmith Volume 1. I'll have a link down below, or just go to punishedprops.com, you'll see a link for it right there. This helmet was made using techniques from that ebook and some techniques I picked up from my friend, Evil Ted Smith. Ted did a whole video about foam fabricating a helmet. I'll have a link to that down below as well. I also figured that I would tell you guys exactly how I made this guy right here. I started by making some templates on a form of my head. Now this isn't perfect, it's a little big because it's a plaster cast from the outside of my head, but I figured it would be okay if it was just a little bit too big. I also completely ran out of aluminum foil. I used it for cooking like an idiot. So I just put tape right down on the form and sort of drew on the pieces and where I thought they should go, and then carefully peeled it off, transferred that to some masking paper, and cut that out. Once I had all of my basic templates for the base form done, I transferred those templates to my foam floor mats and cut them out using a very nice and sharp knife. These pieces were then adhered together using contact cement. With these base shapes all put together, I had a helmet form that I could then try on and see if it fit and if it looked all right. It did look all right, so I designed the rest of the pieces, this time making my tape templates by putting them directly on the base of the helmet form itself. Again, drawing on the shapes that I thought that I would need, peeling the tape off, and then transferring it to paper so I would have a nice sturdy template for later on. These pieces were also cut out of foam, this time a little bit thinner. This is the 6mm craft foam from your Joann Fabrics and or Michael's craft stores. Those pieces were also all cut out and then glued together, again using that handy dandy contact cement. At this point, I found out that the curves weren't exactly to my liking, so I made a few little modifications until I thought it looked right. That's kind of the way it goes when you're making something completely from scratch. You just kind of have to go with the flow. These top helmet shapes were all then glued down to the base helmet form. The last piece that I wanted to add would be a little bit of trim, and this was made with some of the even thinner craft foam. That's the 2mm stuff, again, from your craft stores. I cut it into some really thin strips and then just tacked it down using super glue to put trim all around the helmet. To finish this bad boy, I decided to try some PlastiDip. I had some laying around, so I gave it a whole bunch of coats. I put, I think, like 5 coats on there, and it was pretty good, though the texture wasn't quite what I wanted. So I gave it all a good spray with some hammered metal spray paint that gave me a texture that I liked a lot better. Then I decided that this should look kind of green and elvish, so I grabbed a green spray paint that I liked and I gave it a couple of nice coats. Once that dried, I went over it again with an airbrush and a slightly darker green to give it a little more depth. Then I went over all of the trim with a gold paint pen. Finally, I gave it a little bit of weathering with some black acrylic paint and some little dings with that gold paint pen. And ta-da! It is all done. A little clear coat on this bad boy and it is ready to go. Again, this is for a giveaway. I'm selling a new ebook on foam fabricating and you can get it right now at punishedprops.com. If you buy it before May 31st, that's this Saturday of 2014, then you will be entered to win this guy right here. So don't delay, go grab it right now. The book's just $5. What are you waiting for? That's it. I'm all out of words. Whee! All right. Yep, there we go. All right, so that's the peanut gallery. Wave. Okay, good. Now I have something for the blooper reel.